walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I am on a mission to help you to step into your power so that you can create the life you desire. Visit me at empoweredlifeprograms.com to learn more. Hello there, it's Michelle here, and today we're going to be talking about how to find out about your past lives. So those who have worked with me before know that I am certified in clinical hypnotherapy and I am also a certified soul realignment practitioner. So what this means is that I can do past life and between lives regressions, and I can also do Akashic Records readings. Now, today we're going to be discussing, the fact that there are several ways to access past life information. And today I'm just going to share these two because they're the ones that I'm actually trained in and can help you with. So before we get started, I probably need to touch on what I personally know about reincarnation. So in a nutshell, it's a process where once there is a death of the physical body, the soul or the spirit body leaves the physical body and moves into the higher or spirit realms. After some time, now that can be years, decades, months, whatever, centuries even, if the soul chooses to do so, it will come back in to a new body, usually the body of an unborn child, and there's a whole other thing I can talk about there, to live another physical life. Now, there's a whole lot more to this, including the choosing of the parents. Like there's usually soul contracts there that are determined before you come in. The life lessons to be learned, the so-called mission that you may have chosen for your next lifetime, and I'll leave all that for another discussion as well, because there's a whole lot more to that. Now, many belief systems completely dismiss the possibility of reincarnation, and that's perfectly fine. However, I have personally been through the process of a past life and a between lives regression, and I know from this experience that there's a whole lot more to life than simply life and death. But that's just me. You don't have to believe me, and it's totally up to you. So why would anyone want to learn about their past lives? Well, there are several reasons. There are several reasons, and that will include, say, curiosity. So you just might want to want to know about what's happened in your past lives, just out of pure curiosity. It's really fascinating. And if you've got an interest in, say, history or the possibility of life on other planets or realms, you may be drawn to having learning about your past lives. Some people have fears, phobias, or suffer from anxiety, and more often than not, if you're suffering from what we call an irrational fear, an unexplained phobia, or anxiety with no real known reason why, this can often be linked to a past life trauma. So, for example, I had a client quite recently, actually, where she would freak out, like whether she was a passenger in the car or driving, if a car was coming the other direction at a certain angle, she would totally freak out and she never knew why. And when I regressed her, we took her to a scene where she was actually walking through a car park during a really heavy storm, and a car out of control smashed straight into her, and it had come at her from that angle. So that explained that. And then you've got people who have negative beliefs or patterns of choice or action. So if you find you're repeating patterns that you struggle with, or you have these negative beliefs that hold you back in this life, and you're not sure why, this can be linked to a pattern that originated in a past life that is still playing out in your present life. So I've just scratched the surface here for reasons why you might want to learn about your past lives. And during your session with me, you'll usually get more than you bargained for. So yeah, they're usually going to bring up things that you just don't expect. So let's move on to ways in which you can find out about your past lives. Now, the first one is past life or between lives regression. So a past life regression or a between lives regression is the best way to get a first-hand view of your past lives if you're unable to remember them yourself, because some people can actually remember their past lives. I know, freaky, hey. But it's not all that common. So during one of these regressions, I guide you into a hypnotic trance state called the Theta state. And this is the space between, when you're just awake or you're still awake, and you're not yet asleep, but you're in that little bit in the middle. Well, that's basically where I get you to. And it's an extremely relaxed state. Now, while in this state, you're completely aware, you're able to think and analyze, and you can even move if you need to. Like, if you start crying and I hand you a tissue, you can dab your eyes, that sort of thing. Obviously, moving around too much may bring you out of the state, but yeah. So once you're in the theta state, you are guided back through time and into a past life. And I take you through several scenes within this life, moving forward until we reach the death scene. Now, sometimes we touch on more than one past life as well, but sometimes my clients go off script. So I have a specific way I run things, and they don't always go to plan, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And I just allow you to drive that session, or it's your higher self or your subconscious that's driving that regression. So throughout the process, I attempt to receive answers to the questions that you sent me before your regression. And I'll do this by asking your higher self, your subconscious, or even your spirit guides or loved ones in spirit if they have come in. You will tell me if anyone's come in, and I ask specific questions sort of to get you there. So during your regression, you may receive some healing and even some insight as to why you have chosen to incarnate at this time. And you may learn about your soul's purpose, other relevant information about your current life, or other information that might just be relevant to you at this time. Now, in a Between Lives regression, we spend quite a bit of time in the bit between your death in the past life and your next incarnation. And a great deal of higher wisdom can be received during this time. Now, we don't do the Between Lives regression until you've had the past life regression. And that's purely because we need you to build up that regression muscle, so to speak. Now, your session is recorded. So whether you're you come into here to see me face to face, or we do this via Zoom, and the audio is sent to you within a couple of days of your regression. Now, the great thing about having a recording of this session is that you will most likely forget a lot of what happened while you were hypnotized. So listening to it again later will provide you with a whole lot more additional insight. Now, what I love about the past life regression and the Between Lives regression is that it provides clarity and understanding of why things are how they are in your current life. And you will often receive specific guidance on how to navigate current challenges. Plus, you get to experience it firsthand. So it's like I've not made it up. You see it for yourself, if that makes sense. And that's always a fascinating experience. Akashic Records Reading is the other way. Now, I call this the soul profile and realignment, and it's quite different from the past life and a Between Life regression in that I do all of the work for you. So I do this before your reading. You don't personally go into your past life at all. I do this for you. So before your session, I request information from you about current issues that you are experiencing in your life at the moment that you would like to resolve. I then spend some time, usually up to a couple of hours, within your Akashic Records to find out why these issues are occurring in your life now. Now, I am yet to have a client come through that did not have a link to some past life blocks and restrictions. So more often than not, I'm taken to several past life events that are linked to the issues that you are currently experiencing now. And they are often linked to a backstory that I'm able to collect information about. And I report these stories to you when we meet via Zoom. And these are what we call the soul stories. So it's, in a past life, you were doing this and this happened, and then you agreed to do that. And this is why now you're struggling with this type of situation. Now, the beauty of an Akashic Records reading is that you don't have to be present while I conduct that research. And you're also presented with a PDF of your soul profile. The soul profile is customized to you and includes details about your soul gifts, your qualities, your strengths, so that you can gain an understanding of why you function the way you do and why you thrive in some situations and struggle in others. Now, during this session, I also discuss areas of your life where you may be depleted energetically, and together we create an action plan to help you to step out of these negative exchanges and into your power so that you can create a life that aligns with your desires. What I like about the soul profile and realignment is that it is a really big and powerful session, and it's very practical. and you end up with a tangible roadmap, I guess, for life that you can utilize and refer to for the rest of your life. Now, there are other ways to learn about past lives other than those two, such as through meditation and other means. And you can even follow online versions of a guided past life regression. However, they're not tailored to you specifically. So you won't necessarily receive the specific answers or guidance that you seek when you go through that process. So if you are interested in delving into your past lives firsthand or vicariously through me, I offer different sessions, as I've mentioned before. So we've got the past life regression, which is the first one, and or a soul profile and realignment. Now, a lot of my clients like both because they are so different, and the soul profile helps you to understand how your interactions with others, and you understand you more, which is what I love about that. So if you would like more information about either of those, if you visit empoweredlifeprograms.com/regression for the regression information, or empoweredlifeprograms.com/profile for the soul profile and realignment, you'll get all the information you need on there. When you're on the website, if you have any questions, just send me a message through the contact page, and I hope to work with you very soon.